What's up, guys? Today I'm just gonna be going over a trade I took on Micro Gold Futures, so MGC, during Asia session. I took another loss. All right, yeah, I'm alone on a little loose streak right now, but it's all right. I know that I'm gonna bounce back, and I was on a pretty big win streak, so I don't mind losing a few time to get back after. Yep. So first, I'm just gonna go and get into bias. So for my bias, I was pretty bearish. The reason for that is if we go into the daily time frame, we basically swept this intermediate high. So basically a high inside a gap, we wicked it. So that's like the first confluence. The second one is we're just basically just disrespecting bearish and respecting bullish. So what I'm looking at here is this gap. All right, this bullish gap. What did we do with it? We inversed it. We invalidated that gap. So we invalidated a bullish gap, and then what did we do? We create this bearish gap, respect it, and then resweep the high. So we're delivering from buy side liquidity. And again, what do we do with this bullish gap? We inverse it. So that's again disrespecting bullish and respecting bearish. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for when I want to be shorting. So then if I go on the 1 hour, we are again respecting this gap and disrespecting this one. So just a really good draw. For not draw, just a really good sign of bearish order flow. Here we have a 1 hour intermediate low. So basically a low inside this gap. I think it's also a 4 hour intermediate low, basically. So that's one of the draw, like my main draw. Not necessarily my main draw because it is pretty far. It's just to help build a narrative. So that's pretty much it. The other thing is the 4 hour candle. So here we have 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. we opened higher, and we never created any wicks on the 4 hour candle. But we did create a wick above. So what that means is basically we're doing this right now. We're manipulating, and then we're gonna be distributing. So now we're in the process of creating the wick. So we expect the 4 hour candle to close bearish. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Then we have a 30-minute intermediate high here, and yep, 30-minute intermediate high right there. ETH. So my game plan was basically, and again, if we look here, we could say we got some LR here. So my game plan was just really to wait for, this is kind of like a accumulation. So I would like accumulation. Oh my god, I'm gonna fuck this up. Accumulation. So like a manipulation above to 819. So just sweep the intermediate high, and then a distribution below towards this low right there. 6 p.m. low too, and then like this intermediate low below is just like my narrative. So that's basically my game plan coming to that trading night. So I'm just gonna go and skip until market opens. So again, we ended up displacing heavily to the downside. We left those eyes right there. So that was actually pretty. That's like again a part of like why I should have not taken that trade. So we didn't get any sort of manipulation above. We dumped right at open. We left like 4 eyes. They were on sweep here, so basically got some low resistance liquidity, leading to an intermediate high. Then we created this 5-minute gap right over here, 5-minute bearish gap. All right, so. Are we gonna inverse this? Nope. Yep. So here, what do? As we can see on the 4 hour, our candle printed the wick, and now we're starting to create the body towards the downside. So this draw right there, we basically didn't sweep it. All right, so we didn't sweep it. We left it with this low. I'm just gonna get rid of this, and then we tapped into a 5-minute gap right here. Got a pretty strong rejection out of it, and created a 2-minute inverse fair value gap. So the inversion was decent because we did get a lot of momentum. Like this candle has a pretty good closure, and we created a wick above, which shows like some rejection above. But the one before did add a pretty long wick, showing a lot of rejection of that zone. So that is not necessarily the cleanest inverse fair value gap. So it is one thing I'm just maybe I could have done better with this. All right, and then my target wasn't my target. I don't remember. Oh yeah, it was probably like this low. Like this low. Oh yeah, I was probably something like that. I probably did, yeah. Yup. Probably did something like that. So that was the trade, yeah. That was the trade. And my break-even point was probably this low right there. So that was the trade. I can tell you it failed. Alright, and I'm gonna go explain why I think it failed. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and enter the trade. I am actually trading on FX Replay right now. If any of y'all were wondering. So 6, 7, I think. Oh no, 8. Yup. 8 positions. And bang, instantaneous. I just got raped instantly. So yeah, I took a loss. And then we're just gonna go and see what happens. I already know what happens, but just for y'all. So, bang, we ended up hitting my draw that I had marked out, and a lot of faith in this draw. I really wanted to see it like get hit. I wasn't patient enough to actually wait for it to get hit. And all the LR about to get taken. So I basically took this short because I got baited. I thought the price is never gonna hit this zone where she just gonna go and dump. So I got like a little scared. I wasn't patient enough. I wasn't like actually patient to just wait for the real manipulation of all those gold DOLs. So now I'm just gonna go and just look at what happens. So here, well, I do think there's no entry on that though. I'm pretty sure. So let's say here, like I know I'm pretty sure price reverse. So like I wouldn't. That's not a trade I wouldn't necessarily take because I think that we end up like going dumping. So I don't think we get a true net inverse entry, but that was I would have taken the. I would take the 5-minute, but like it's in true net, so I'm just gonna go and say fuck it. We take the 2 minutes. So just gonna go and bang that shit. Bang, bang, bang. 7 seems pretty good, and 8th. No, sit 5. Yup. So yeah, the drawer was right. My original plan, if y'all want to go back into vid, was just a manipulation. So AMD, bang bang. That it was right, but I got faked by this thing. So that's on me. Patience was mainly the thing I need to work on. But like other than that, like my DOLs were good, right? Like that was my draw. This was also my TP. So all my DOLs were good, but I just wasn't patient enough to wait for the proper setup to present itself. And I would have probably not take any of this trade because the inversion. Oh no, the inversion was actually pretty good. But then when I've moved my stop to break even, bro, why is it so hard to say this thing? So yeah, so that was like a better setup in this, and I was just not patient enough to actually get the chance to enter it. So that's a pretty unfortunate flaws because mechanically the setup is pretty good, except maybe the inversion. The setup is pretty decent. It's just the lack of like the context we needed to take all of these highs. So that's pretty much it for this little recap. If you have any question, as always, you can ask me on Instagram, Discord, or in the comments of this little video. So, yep, I hope you all learned something from this little recap.